Hello everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Sanjana. In this video, we are going to learn about configuration of VLANs. Let's understand the basic definition of VLANs before we proceed with the lab. So what is a VLAN? A VLAN is a virtual local area network which is a logical group of workstations, servers, network devices that appears to be on the same local area network. Higher end switches allows the functionality and implementations of VLANs. And the main purpose of implementation of VLAN is to improve the performance of a network devices and also to apply appropriate security features. Let's get started with the lab and understand the configuration of VLANs in more details. This is a very simple topology. We have taken two switches and connected the PCs and logically divided into subgroups. For example, we have added VLAN 10 and allocated IT team, VLAN 20 and allocated it for the HR team. So the main objective of the lab today is we are going to establish connectivity and try to ping between the same VLANs. For example, at the end of this lab, we will verify if we are able to ping from VLAN 10 to the VLAN 10 present on the other switches. Okay. So let's get started with the lab with and configurations now. So here in the PCs, I have already configured the IP address 192.168.1.1 and we have 1.2, 1.3, 1.4 and 1.5. Okay. You don't need to add a default gateway and DNS server because we don't have a router. Okay. So now let's create a VLAN on switch 0, enable, configure, interface. You don't need to go interface. You can just say VLAN 10, name, IT, VLAN 20, name HR. Okay. With show VLAN brief, you can see that the newly created VLANs are present, but there is no port assigned to these. So let's assign the port numbers. Fast Ethernet 0/1, I will assign it to VLAN 10. Okay. Interface Fast Ethernet 0/1. Switch port mode access. Switch port access VLAN 10. Let's move on to allocate this port to the VLAN 20. Fast Ethernet 0/2. Configure interface Fast Ethernet 0/2. Switch port mode access. Switch port access VLAN 20. Okay. Let's verify show VLAN brief. You can see the ports have been assigned. Let's move on to the switch 1 and create the same VLANs. Enable, configure, interface. You can just say VLAN 10, name IT, name VLAN 20 with the name HR. Okay, so we created the two VLANs. Show VLAN brief. Two VLANs have been created. Let's assign the port number. So fast Ethernet 0/4, assign it to VLAN 10. Configure interface fast Ethernet 4. Switch port mode, access, switch port, access, VLAN 10. Okay. And here we have 2 port, 0/2 and 0/3. So we can use a range command. Interface range, fast Ethernet 0/2 to 3. Okay. Switch port mode, access, switch port access, VLAN 20. Okay. Now we have been able to configure this port to the VLANs. Let's verify. Show VLAN brief. Okay, the ports are present. But now, in order to have a communication between these two different switches, you need to have a trunk connectivity between these two ports. So we can allocate a trunk connection on one of the switch so that with the help of a dynamic trunking protocol, okay, the other end automatically forms the trunk. Okay, so on a switch 0, I would say it's a interface fast Ethernet 3. Interface fast Ethernet 0/3, switch port mode trunk. Okay, so you can verify, show interface fast Ethernet 0/3, switch port. Administrative mode is a trunk. Operational mode is a trunk. Let's check here. Interface fast Ethernet 0/1. Switch port. This is the administrative mode dynamic auto, which is default mode. And since this is dynamic auto, the moment you configure the trunk on this port, you can see that operational mode has changed to trunk. That means a trunk has been successfully formed between these two switches. Okay, now you can see all the connections have been established and they are green. Let's try to ping from VLAN 10 to VLAN 10 on this switch. So ping, the IP address here is 1.5, 192.168.1.5. So you're getting the reply messages. That means you are able to ping between the same VLANs. So VLAN 10 to VLAN 10 is success. Let's check from VLAN 20 to VLAN 20. Let's take one of the PC. We'll take 1.4. Okay. Ping 192.168.1.4. We are able to ping the PC, which is present on the VLAN 20. Okay, so this completes the lab. Here, what we have been able to achieve is we are able to establish the connectivity between the same VLANs. In the next video, we will be learning about how to establish connectivity between two different VLANs, which is present in two different subnet, and that can be achieved when we are adding a router. Okay, or you can also add a multi-layer switch. I hope that this video has been helpful to you all. Please do not forget to subscribe and see you in the next video.